as we're looking at 2.7, I said the graph of cosine. Do you guys agree that this is cosine?
Yeah.
Starts at 1. Yeah, it's graph of cosine. Anyone remember what the period of sine and cosine is? 2 pi. Love it. You guys, I want us to figure out what's the derivative of cosine. And you're like, I don't know. What's the slope of cosine? I can't be doing that power rule that I had done. Well, here's the deal, you guys. Let's go put in some knowns. What is the slope at 0 of this cosine graph?
0.
When you say, yeah, the point is 0, 1, but it has a slope of 0. So you guys, since we're going to graph the derivative, we're going to go like that. Where else do we have a slope of 0 on my cosine function? Pi, 2 pi, negative 2 pi. Fabulous. Thank you. So you guys, we've got some zeros plotted. Okay. Anyone have an idea? And again, I kind of need you guys to just go with this. What do you think the slope is over here at pi over 2? Thank you, Riker. Matt Reichert said -1. So you guys, at pi over 2, I want us to go plot a point at -1. Anyone have a guess then what my slope of cosine is at 3 pi over 2? +1. Who can tell me what my slope is at -3 pi over 2? -1. And then at pi over 2? Beautiful. So here's the deal. Go ahead and connect this. Do you remember when I had you draw sine and cosine graphs last year? And I probably made fun of a lot of people for making them too spiky. This is not a cosine graph. What we just graphed is the derivative of cosine. So my question is, what's this function? Close.
Negative sign.
It's negative sine. Doesn't sine start at the origin and we go down? Right? So what you've just figured out, Reichert, with your delicious now and later, is that if I'm given the function is cosine, its derivative is always negative sine. So those are some 2 rules. How about this one? Check this out. I'm going to go ahead and graph this for you. Derivative of E is just E. How much do we love that rule? Yeah, we do. So if I were you, I would just go be like, well, it looks just like the other one. It's the exact same thing. It says, if my function is cosine, the y prime, its derivative, we just did that, was negative sine. Will we have to have these memorized? Yes. Okay, so what we just saw with our calculator is if I give you sine, its derivative is just cosine. Is it frustrating that they aren't perfect opposites? Thanks, Mad. You know what I mean? That's annoying, isn't it? That's just our life. So now we've got some rules, folks. We've got some rules, and let's go write them down. Derivative of sine, we're going to get this memorized, tattooed on our brain. It's just cosine. Derivative of cosine is opposite of sine, negative sine. Derivative of e to the x? E to the x, we love it. And then what if my constant as my base is not e, and it's another constant? So this could be like if I had 8 to the x. The derivative when the denominator is not e is 8 to the x ln of 8. So who could put that into a to the x terms for me?
8 to the x ln of a.
That's it, sir. A to the x ln of a. You guys, why do you think this one is more involved than that one? If I applied the same rule here, and I did e to the x ln of its base, what's ln of e? Does anyone remember? Ln of e is just 1. Ln of e is just 1. So, are these technically the exact same rule? Yeah, but ln of e is just 1. Maybe we write that off to the side, y'all. Let's remind ourselves, because AP wants us to know this. Ln of e is 1. How about ln of 1? Anyone remember that one? Ln of 1 is 0, Mr. Reichert. Let's put a little smiley face around those. We got to know those. Ln of x, I'm just going to let you know its derivative, 1 over x. And let's go back to the basics. Derivative of x, using that power rule, it's just 1. Boom. Okay, so then I said, I'm going to give us some info. Let f and g be differentiable functions such that f prime is 0 is 3, g prime is 7. Okay, if here's h. Whoa, h is long. What's h prime of 0? Here's what I suggest. Can we go find h prime of x before we go throw zeros in there? Let's do it. Guys, when you've got a constant, we can just leave our constant. What's the derivative of f? Sorry, derivative of f, I would just say is f f prime of x, minus 2 derivative of g prime of x, minus 5, ooh, derivative of cosine. That's it, times negative sine. Danny Main, derivative of minus 3 is 0. So this is it. And you might be wondering, why is the derivative of this constant going to be 0 over here, but we left these constants? When you've got a constant times a function, that's when we just leave our constant and we still take the derivative of the function. Let me give you another example of that. If my function was 8x cubed, what is f prime of x?
24x squared.
Yes, technically, you actually just left the constant 8 and you just took the derivative of this x cubed and you would have brought that 3 out front and it would have been a 3x squared, and therefore 8 times 3 is that 24. So technically this 8 was chilling. Technically this 3 is chilling. We multiply it by the derivative of the function. The derivative of just an x cubed is 3x squared, okay? You guys. So now if they want h prime at 0, we just go replace every x with the 0. Every x, ooh, a minus 5 times negative sign. Can we just make that plus 5 sign of 0? This right here, can I rewrite that like this? Kate Mack, can you go up here? What is f prime of 0? Did they give us that info? F prime of 0 is 3, so she's going to say 3 times 3. Minus 2 times, Kate, what'd they give you for g prime of 0? 7. Kate, here's the big test. Can you remember what the sine at 0 radians is? 0. Sine's the y. So this is just going to be 0 there. Final answer. I agree, Sadie. All right, this one's kind of annoying because you're like, man, I thought we were done with these. You guys, we really kind of are. We don't have to do a lot of work for these at all. You don't have to do any work. We get to use our power rule and our new derivative rules. But what they're asking, they're going to ask it like this. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go distribute x plus h to the 4th. I don't blame you. Here's what we got to think about. Do you agree that this looks like this? Yeah? Okay. And what this is asking, what this is the derivative. This is equal to the derivative. This is saying, what's the derivative of my function? This is asking, what's f prime of x without asking it? AP loves to ask things without asking them. So because this is the derivative, what we got to go figure out is, first of all, what is just my function to then go take its derivative. People, look at this. Which one of these is just the function? F of x plus h or f of x? Just f of x, Sadie. F of x is just our function. What down here represents f of x? X to the 4th. Would it be negative x to the 4th or just x to the 4th? It's going to be just x to the 4th, right? You got it. So Sade, if my function is x to the 4th, what this wants is, what's the derivative of that? What's the derivative of x to the 4th, Sade?
4 to the x to the 5th.
Done. Following that same idea, does this one look like this one? Yeah. And we got some thetas and some pi's instead of x's and a's. My x is now a theta and my a is now a pi. So here's the question. What is f of theta? What they want is what's f prime of theta. We cannot get here without figuring out what our function is first. I'm sorry, they didn't want f prime of theta. They want f prime of something else. What is the x value that they're going to want us to plug in here for a piece of candy? You said pi. It says x approaches some number, and they had our x theta approach some number pi. Riker, shoot! But now can you go find that function just with respect to theta? What was just our function, Riker? Danny Main, what did you say? Cosine of, oh, that's a theta. Yeah, it's not a fancy 0. Yeah, cosine of theta. Theta is just like an x. It's just an angle measure, okay? So you're saying my basic functions, you agree just f of x is right there? It was right there. Then they want to know, all right, well, what's that derivative? So sorry, I should go find the derivative, first of all, with just respect to theta, and then I'll plug my pi in. You guys, we got to look back at our chart. What's the derivative of cosine? Negative sign. And then they want that when x is pi or when theta is pi. So now we got to go say, all right, what's the negative sign at pi? You guys, pi is over here. What's the sign over here? 0. What would negative 0 be? What'd you say?
-0.
Yeah, just 0. Here we go.
It's crazy how like it just not us with the
Here we go. These, again, are formal definitions of just the derivative. So what our job is to go figure out what's our function. Over here, what is just our f of x? So we do have 3 steps that we want. We want the function, we want the derivative of the function, and then we want the derivative potentially at a certain x value. Could anyone just give me f of x? F of x. Not f of h, not f of pi over 3, f of x. What would be my function? Close, close, close. Say this again. What were you going to say, Kate?
I was gonna say the same.
Okay, it is sine, but of
X over 3.
just x. I know. Check this out. This is saying, hey, I just have a function. First, they just want it with respect to x because we can't take a derivative if we have a value in there yet. So now let's go back to our chart. What's the derivative of sine? Cosine. Then what they want to know is, you're right, what is the derivative when x is pi over 3? But first, we just have to do it with respect to just a variable.
So
Why is that?
Okay. Here's why. If we started with this or sine at pi over 3 right here, sine at pi over 3 is just a number. Sine at pi over 3 is root 3 over 2. What's the derivative of a constant?
0.
0 every time. So if you don't have any variables, the derivative is always just going to be 0. So you have to first start with just respect to a variable, go take its derivative, then go plug in the value. Does anyone remember? Ha! Sadie, how do you remember that?
I have it like memorized.
That's good, Sadie. So this gets us 1/2. Okay, so over here, who thinks they know what f of x is? Then we're going to take the derivative of f of x, and then we're going to go find the derivative at a certain x value. Whew. Anyone have an idea what the function with respect to x would be?
-1 or 1/2.
With respect to x, you're saying with respect to 2 right now. 1 over x, Willie T says. Willie T says, well, this looks like here. All right, I'm looking for the thing over here. The thing over here is here. So I'm going to say 1 over x. Will says, all right, it's 1 over 2. They definitely want us to plug that 2 in at some point. Not yet.
So why are we replacing the 2 with that?
Here's the deal. I can't do power rule with this. We don't have a special rule for this on our other chart that we just did. Can you rewrite this so that I can do power rule?
X to the -1.
X to the -1. What is the derivative of that with respect to x?
-1, x to the -2.
Yes. How could I rewrite that with a positive exponent, bud?
-1
1
over x
over
squared.
x squared.
What over x squared, Willie T?
-1 over
Yep.
x squared.
Okay. So do you guys agree? We said, all right, if my function was 1 over x, this is its derivative. At what x value, you guys, do they want that derivative now? When x is 2. So now all we're going to do is we're going to go plug this right here. So I'd get -1 over 4. Okay. Let's go do 7. Let's go do 7. I'm going to bring these down so we know what we're staring at. Okay. We're doing 7. Which one of these functions do you think it's looking like? Left one or right one? The left. But it doesn't have any h's though, does it?
Right.
Let's go with the right one, right? Because we don't have any h's. Okay. What's my f of x?
5x.
5
Power of x.
to the x? I agree. And now you might be like, what do you mean? Just bear with me. What would its derivative be? You might want to go back to your chart. Derivative of 5 to the x.
It's like ln6.
Does have an ln in it, you're right.
5x ln5.
Just make sure you say 5 to the x, ln of 5. You're exactly right. Then does anyone know where they wanted that derivative? What do you think our x value is? Yeah, on this one it says x approaches 0, and that's because my a value is 0. So they want that derivative of 1x is 0, so it'd be 5 to the 0 ln of 5. Final answer? Yeah, because anything to the 0 is just 1. Here we go. Whew. This one I actually think you'll like better, Danny, because it says, hey, my function is this. They're telling you what it is. This is saying, what's the derivative? This is saying, what's f prime, without asking, what's f prime? So you guys, but they gave you the function. Let's go find what's f prime. What's the derivative of sine? Cosine. But then, you see that's not an answer. They want to know what's that derivative when x is what? 2 pi. And I got that from right here. What is the cosine at 2 pi? 2 pi is all the way around. You're right, Sadie. Cosine there, the x value is just 1. Which one do you think this one's looking like? The h one or the x one? The x, agreed. This is asking what's the derivative. We got to go figure out what's the function. What's the function, y'all? X squared. So I'm going to say my function is x squared. Whoops. What's the derivative? 2x to the first. So good. You guys, where do you think they wanted that derivative? -5 as my x approaches -5. I'm going to get that right there. 2 times -5? -10. You got it. We're going to skip 10. Danny Main's about to be so sad. And let's just go do 11 and call it. Here we go. 11, which one is this looking like? The h or the x? The x, okay. What's my function? Square root of t, my function. My f of x is root t. Write that in a power rule way. That's the same as t to the 1/2. What would f prime of x be? Perfect, thank you. Good collaboration. Because you said bring that out front, take 1 away from my exponent, so it would be a 1/2 minus 1 would be a -1/2. You guys, can we move that t to the -1/2 down and make it t to the +1/2 down there? The reason I'd want to do that is because where do they want that derivative? When t is 9. We're going to go throw a 9 in there. Is that 1/6?